Patreon, what's going on? Guys, this video may be a ramble or rant, so I'm just putting the disclaimer out there right away, okay? Fear to Greed Index is at a 63, lower than what it was last week when we were in the 70s, lower than it was when we hit the 80s about 3 months ago, right? And a lot of people, guys, are extremely bearish. Now, you know my favorite quote, and I've been saying this now for years, right? By Warren Buffett. Be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. But you know what I say? I replace the word fearful because there's nothing to fear, right? God said we don't have the spirit of fear, so let's get it. Be cautious when others are greedy and greedy when others are cautious. So right now, guys, there's a lot of bearishness going on in the markets, a lot of fearfulness, a lot of FUD, a lot of cautiousness, okay? If you would have told me last year that when we were at 30,000 and that if we get to 63,000, people would be bearish with a Bitcoin ETF approved and then on the cups of an Ethereum ETF being approved, I would have thought you were tripping, because I would have thought then, a year ago, with what I know, well, if you were to tell me what I know now, but I didn't know it a year ago, and you were to tell me, then I would have thought, well, we're going to 100,000, easy peasy, George and Wheezy, right? However, guys, there is a lot I missed here, and I got to be remiss, because like I said, this is going to be a bit of a rant. The stock markets, legacy markets, have hit new all-time highs that they hit back in May, and they're poised to hit new all-time highs again, right? The crypto market hit a new all-time high with 73,000 for Bitcoin, but the altcoin market hasn't really done anything, right? And guys, I always point out the Bitcoin dominance. It's at 54%, right? Now, I know some people have, if we go down to 46%, or if we go down to 40, listen, it's very simple. Let's just do simple maths, okay? As my British brothers would say, simple maths. If Bitcoin dominance is at 49%, what does that mean for altcoin? Right. Altcoins would be, yep, I heard you. Altcoins would be at 51%, right? So what does that mean? Well, simple. Altcoins are then dominating Bitcoin. Why? Because altcoins are at 51%, okay? It's very simple. Now, let me add a caveat to that. That doesn't mean that we need Bitcoin to just stay at 49%. No, because Bitcoin's dominance could go down to 45% or 40% or maybe even lower, okay? So the reality is, guys, right now the markets are looking bearish. There's a lot of bearish sentiment on X.com, but I'm going to explain to you guys, like I said, why I'm more bullish than ever. Okay, so this is by finbolt.com. Bitcoin price prediction as 800 billion banking giant enters BTC spot trading. And this is in regards to Standard Chartered. I've never heard of them, guys, but I guess they have $800 billion in assets, and they're looking to get into the crypto space and trading crypto, okay? And their operations are based in London, and that's probably why I'm not familiar with them, okay? But yeah, guys, so they're getting into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and this is huge, right? You have a $800 billion institution, a bank, getting into the crypto space. We just heard, guys, earlier this week that the parent company of T-Mobile Telecommunications, based out of Germany, and then another company out of China, a telephone company, they're mining their own Bitcoin, okay? Guys, there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, and it's just, it baffles me, right? And shout out to the Modern Investor. You guys know he's my favorite crypto YouTuber, and he's mentioned this too. We literally get bullish news coming out every week like this, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. The crazy part is, if this type of news would have dropped back in 2017, Bitcoin would have gone up 5 to 10,000 that day. But in 2024, no, unless you're BlackRock, nobody cares, right? It's crazy. Now, guys, I'm going to explain to you why I'm super bullish. So the Ethereum spot ETF is set to launch soon, okay? Now, there's speculation that'll happen by July 2nd. And this is by a Bloomberg analyst, right? Now, you guys take this Eric Balcholanis, right? A lot of people, the crypto websites love giving this guy a lot of clout because he's always tends to be a bit more favorable to crypto, the crypto community. Now, July 2nd, guys, if this is to happen, right, this could be a catalyst of market growth because approval of these ETFs could lead to increased investment and higher trading volumes for Ethereum and also coins that are under the Ethereum umbrella, okay? Coins that utilize Ethereum. Now, similar to Bitcoin, Ethereum's price might see substantial volatility and potential new highs following ETF approval, right? Now, guys, I mentioned that I think that Ethereum could go to as high as $6,000 this year, right? And I'm thinking it may be in Q4, okay? I think that if with ETFs being approved, realistically speaking, we might see a $4,000 Ethereum, okay? Or we might see a $4,500 Ethereum, something like that, okay? I'm keeping my numbers very conservative because I realize now, okay, this is always about the long game. And right now with things that are happening from a macroeconomic perspective, macro geopolitical perspective, it's very interesting. But long term, guys, I'm bullish. And the reality is that June, right, I'm already thinking about July, but June has been a dud, okay? Let's be honest here. June has been a dud when it comes to crypto in general. But the reality is this, guys. If Ethereum ETFs get approved, right, by July 2nd and they start trading, that's going to spur a lot of the altcoins as well. And so here they're talking about, for push above 4,000, which, like I said, is something where I have Ethereum going to, anywhere from 4,000 to 4,500. And then I'm going to look at my altcoins, see where they're at, and do it like that. Now, Shiba Inu gains traction with Crypto.com Visa card integration. So for people who utilize the Crypto.com Visa card, you will now be able to use SHIB to make purchases, okay? Now, for me personally, I'm not really worried about that right now. I'll worry about that when Shiba Inu one day hits $1 or so. Donald Trump, one of the many Donald Trump coins that has come out in the last 3 to 6 months, okay? Went up 200% at one point yesterday on Solana. Guys, this is a coin that I've been talking about for the last 2-3 weeks, right? Since it was a 200,000 market cap, okay? Now, guys, I told you in my last video, I've been loading up on Trump coins, right? And this coin, guys, went up 200%. You guys can see the big green candle here, okay? So now it's at a 575K market cap, relatively still low. It's a micro cap coin, okay? Guys, as you know, in less than a week, the presidential debates will happen. So my theory, once again, and I'm mentioning this, my theory is that Donald Trump and even some Biden coins will be doing well throughout this election process. And I made a more in-depth video just explaining that, okay? But yeah, guys, this coin, guys, I've been loading up on it, and I've been telling you guys that I've been loading up on it. I mean, its all-time high was $3.42 million. I don't see why I can't achieve that again, right? If you put in a stack, right, that's almost a 4x. Okay, you could flip that into 4 racks. Now, if you're like me and you're patient and willing to wait for it to hit 10 million, 20 million, maybe even 50 million, right? Then, if you wait, that's not a problem. Because imagine you put a stack in right now, you wait for it to hit $50 million market cap, you're up 10 racks almost, okay? Now, I'm not telling you guys put in a stack. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just using that because the math is easier to utilize as an example. But yeah, guys, I mean, so with these Donald Trump coins, The strategy for me is very simple. Dollar cost average in and then dollar cost average out when I'm in profit, right? Because they pump hard and they dump hard. That's a fact, okay? Now, guys, Roaring Kitty, I've been talking about Kitty now for almost 2 months now. Roaring Kitty, guys, is at a $3.6 million market cap. Guys, I've been DCAing the dip from 13 million all the way down to 4 million. It's at 3.6 million right now. I'm not buying until it hits, anywhere from 2 million or lower. So like, let's say it goes down to about 2.75. If it goes down below that, then I'm buying. Because guys, I've seen the same thing. Remember, guys, when I first bought in, my first buy-in was when it was about $4.8 million. It was my first time buying it. Then it roared up to nearly 30 million. Then it crashed down to 1.75 million. Then it went back up to 30 million. Okay, guys? So with Kitty, guys, if it goes down to even below 2 million, I'm definitely throwing something in. I mean, I don't have a lot of bread, but here's the thing, if it's at 1.75 million, you throw in 200, 300 bucks, right? Some club money, and then you ride it back up to 30 million or beyond. I mean, that's, you 10 to 12xing your money, right? And in some cases, I mean, it's just, it's even higher than that, right? So think about it. If it goes down to a $1.7 million market cap and then it goes back up to 40 million, that's like a 38, 39x. Wow. Like I said. So right now, guys, it's at 3.56 million. I'm watching it to go lower because like I said, I was buying this when it was at 13 million. When it was at 9 million, I was buying it, 7 million, 5 and 4 million. I'm just going to wait. Now, I could be wrong. This could be the bottom, and I could be tripping. But here's the thing, guys. This is one of the reasons why you don't FOMO, because you don't know when the bottom happens. So because I've been dollar cost averaging down, and this is also one of my thoughts, and then I'm going to wrap this up, is that let's say it goes lower than that, okay? I'm buying down. When it goes up to its previous numbers, I don't have to wait. Why? Because if I've been dollar cost averaging from 13 million, 9 million, 7 million, 5 million, and then let's say I buy a 2 million, then once it starts to go up again, I can take profit sooner. Why? Because I've been dollar cost averaging when it was down, and in some cases, I've even strengthened my position, okay? And yeah, guys, so I'm going to wait for it to go down a bit more. I could be wrong. It could go right back up, and then I could miss it. But you know what, guys? If you would have told me that, hey, at 13 million, it would go back down to 3 million, I would have been like, okay, right? Because I've seen it go from 30 million down to 1.75 and then go from 1.75 back up to 30 million. But you know what, guys? The reality is this. I'm already... with my position with Kitty, I feel good, but that doesn't mean that, hey, if it goes lower, that I could possibly, increase my position again by a quarter or maybe even by 50% or something like that by buying in more at the lower point. And then I don't have to wait for it to hit 30 million, right? If I'm buying in at 2 million or let's say it goes down to even lower than that, you can start taking profit at, 10 million. Okay, you can even start taking profit at 8, 7 million, right? Because if you're going from, let's say 1.5 million to 7 million, that's like a 6x almost. Okay, so guys, there are strategies to implement with these coins. Taking profits on the way up and then profits on the way down. Okay. Anyway, guys, yeah, I mean, market sucks right now. I know it stinks. It's everybody's bearish, but I'm bullish, guys, because if ETH ETFs gets approved, hopefully then we can start to see the ramping up of an altcoin season. And then who knows, the top might be Q4, right? But anyway, time will tell. God bless, and I'm out. Peace.